Well, hello everyone. I usually film one of these little PSAs around Black Friday, around other big sales, just to offer a little bit of, I don't know, commiseration and shit. You might hear RJ in the background, but that's just the way it is. I'm not in the car today like I usually am when I film one of these because I haven't had a lot of time in the car. So I'm just sitting in my dialysis room getting some things done, and I thought I would sit and chat with you really quick about how to survive Black Friday this year. I thought it'd be a good time to just give you some kind of a plan to help you get through Black Friday and any of the other holiday sales this year. I have 4 questions for you to ask yourself, and then I have 5 actions before you head into sale weekend. The first question is, what do I already have? Now, this might seem like kind of a no duh, Cindy moment. If you've been in the planner community for even part of the time that I have been, you probably have accumulated a pretty big stash. And like most of us who have stashes, it can be really easy to forget what you have. So doing a quick once over on what you've already got, so that anything that sounds good that you're like, ooh, I might want that when you have something very comparable, it can just help you kind of set some expectations of what not to buy. I'll give you an example out of the planner world. I tend to buy the same color of like brownie, rosy nude lipstick. It doesn't matter what the brand is. It doesn't matter what the formula is. It doesn't matter what the actual color is. This is actually darker, and this is just a lip liner. I have had in my life so many different lip colors that all basically could be the same. And so every time I'm like, ooh, a new lipstick. If I had just stopped and thought about what I already had, I might not have bought it, or I might have tried something different. But probably I would have just not bought it because I'm not big on trying the different. I'm very disconcerted by how dark my lips are right now, no lie. The second question to ask yourself is, what am I actually using right now? Both when it comes to stickers and pens and markers and things like that, but also the actual planning systems you're using. If you are super into the Hobonichi, why would you buy a bunch of kits that are sized for something like the Moxie Life? If you are really into very minimal highlighters, sticker spreads, then why would you buy full kits? And vice versa. If you love full kits, why would you aim for like the minimalistic icons when you usually just pick off of what's on the kit? Really assess the way that your planning style is currently, not the way you used to plan and not the way you aspire to plan, but what you are actually doing so that things you purchase fit into that as opposed to things you think you might try. Now, I'm not saying you can't try and experiment. I'm just saying don't let aspirations of who you used to be or who you want to be cause you to spend more money on shit you may not actually use. Now, those were both questions on what basically to help you determine what you shouldn't buy. Here's a fun one. What do you need? What are you running out of? There have been years in the past where music stickers were high on my list because at that point, Jesse was in a band, I was in choir, Sonny was in choir, and RJ was in band. A lot of music stuff going on. We have kind of moved to a point where we're starting to reincorporate the music stuff. So if I didn't already have a bunch of music stickers, that would be something on my list to stock up on during a sale. A sale can be a really good time to get a discount on things you know you're going to use. So take stock of that. What are the things you use on the regular, things you know you use, things you know you're running low on, and you could take advantage of it now to stock up. But again, remember to refer to the first 2 questions if you're going to stock up on something you have no idea if you're going to use or not. Keep this in the realm of stuff that's like your tried and trues. And then finally, probably the most practical question to ask yourself is, what is my budget? Be realistic with what you can afford and what you are willing to spend, and set that budget. Get yourself a number. Make sure that budget is inclusive of any money you're going to spend on shipping, any money you're going to spend on sales tax, any money you're going to spend on, I don't know, duties, if that's something that comes into what you're buying or where you live. You want to make sure that you have your budget set and that you're not like, well, I can spend up to $200 base price on stickers, but shipping and tax and everything is separate. Don't do that to yourself because that can quickly balloon out of control. Those are the 4 questions to ask yourself. But now I have 5 tips to help you navigate this season. Asking yourself those questions first can be really important to sort of set the tone and the budget for how Sticker Day, Black Friday, Pink Friday, Gold Friday, Small Business Saturday, all those different things. That whole weekend, any sales like that, those questions will help you understand generally what you might buy, what you might not buy, and how much you're going to spend. But then here are some concrete action steps to help you kind of navigate the weekend or the sale time. Decide where you're going to shop. Maybe write the coupon codes down, make yourself a game plan. You know, potentially you can put yourself into a position where these are the shops you're going to stick to. You're not going to get your head turned like that meme with the guy and his girlfriend and the other girl. with other shops. Now, some people might be okay with that, but for me personally, I tend to be a lot more conscientious about what I'm spending money on if I know ahead of time where I'm going to be spending the money. If you want to try new places out, that's all well and good. Just try to figure that out ahead of time. Make yourself a list, get all the information you need in one spot so that you're not constantly cruising, looking for more shit to spend your money on. You're not seeking it out. Make yourself a wish list. Since starting this no buy this year, I have been a huge fan of wish lists because it gives me an opportunity both to kind of figure out what I need or what I might want and then sit on it for a few minutes and decide on whether or not I actually want it or not. Some shops have wish list functions. Some shops have favoriting functions. Sometimes you might just have to do it with a piece of paper, but make a list of what you want and check and see if it's in your budget. That's probably going to be really helpful. If you have an idea of what your wish list is, then you can go through and just do some quick math to see whether or not you're actually going to stay inside your reasonable budget. Then you will be much more set for a reasonable shopping experience. Now, you may be somebody who likes to impulse buy and impulse purchase and impulse decide on things, and you might want to have some of that fun. You can do that in one of two ways. You can either set yourself a section of your budget that is just for impulse buying. I wouldn't recommend more than 20% unless you really love to impulse shop, but for me, impulse shopping can quickly become a problem. The other way you can do this is to calculate everything at full price, not with any coupon codes, and then allow yourself whatever you save using coupon codes to be your impulse buying money. That could be another way to do it. I'm just saying, plan for impulse shopping, but be reasonable with both what you want to buy and what you might allow yourself, like what extra running room you might give yourself. Once you've decided where you want to shop and what you might want to buy, my next tip is to unfollow from social media, unsubscribe from email lists. Just get all of the places you're not going to shop out of your feed as much as possible. That way you're not tempted to keep adding once you've kind of made your decision. Now, I know this video is coming out pretty late in the game, so you may already be in that place, but trust me when I say, even if it's Thanksgiving Day here in the US, you could probably do well to just mute all of the shops you don't plan to shop from, just to get them away from any sense of temptation. Now, this next one can be a little tricky if it's something that's going to be like limited edition. But generally speaking, a big tip that is great for no buys and is also great for this particular situation is to remove all of your credit card information from your phone and your computer. You know how it can like autofill it? Remove that so you have to physically do it every single time. That little extra step will just cause you to think every time you purchase, as opposed to being able to do it without even thinking about what button you're pushing. At least for me, that's something that is really easy for me, is to just be like, oh, just blah, blah, blah. And then you look at your credit card or your debit card statement, you're like, oh, I spent that much. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. You've had a successful shopping day or whatnot. Get off of social media. Get off your phone. Get off your computer. Go out to the real world. Maybe don't go shopping in the real world, but maybe go see some lights or put up decorations if that's the thing and that's the holiday you shop for. Maybe do some cleaning. Maybe go see a friend, go out to lunch. Do something that's not being online, seeing the onslaught of coupon codes and advertisements. When you're done, say, I've done my shopping, and then get the fuck out of Dodge. Just walk away, put it all down, and go find something else to do. There's always something fun to do, whether you celebrate Christmas or a different holiday, whether you celebrate American Thanksgiving or you don't. Usually in the winter, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, during this time of year, there's always a lot to like look at and people watching and everything else. Just get out of the house, go get some fresh air, and get the hell away from your phone and any other place where you feel like you might be spending money. So those are my tips for surviving Black Friday this year. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below any tips you might have for people who are looking to survive a holiday sale or a holiday shopping season or just a general shopping season, a planner collab sale, whatever. Let me know what your tips are in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a safe holiday this weekend, again, if you celebrate. And in the meantime, my friends, peace out.